Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Connecting Words podcast. My name is Blong. I'll be your host tonight, along with my siblings here.
My name is Jonah.
And I'm Sam.
And we're happy to have you guys here tonight. Tonight's topic is going to be about sleep paralysis and or dacho, mandacho, or tlangchua, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. And so before we begin, what are you guys drinking tonight?
Got some whiskey and coke.
And did you guys make that yourself or what?
Yep, we did. Right
Was
now,
it?
my favorite whiskey is Crown Royal. Best bang for your
Oh.
buck.
Nice. Yeah, I do like Crown. It hits hard. It's cheaper. And I mean, that's the whole point, right? To just to get like hammered. So, and me, I'm drinking Sierra Nevada. Let's see. Let's see. Sierra
It's a bit
Nevada
blurry on this
Torpedo
end, but
Extra
seems to be
IPA.
okay.
And I know one of my cousin's favorite brewery is the Sierra Nevada Brewery.
Wait, aren't they
And
located in North Cal?
Yeah, they're in
yeah, they're in Chico.
Oh,
They're really good. Yeah. So cheers, guys.
cheers,
cheers.
cheers.
Oh my god.
You do it with a straw, but probably good.
Okay, so sleep paralysis. Have you guys ever experienced it personally?
Yep.
Only once. Heard
Is it
voices once.
real? Is it real, or is it just like you think you did?
Used to be really fat, so I don't know if it was like a fat attack but
Or like, what is it? Apnea? Apnea. Maybe it's just apnea.
happening. It could
I
be.
think it's as real as you want it to be.
Yeah, 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 yeah. True, true, true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, damn, if you're a true believer, shit, everything is very spiritual. Okay, so let's look at the medical definition of sleep paralysis here. It says from sleepfoundation.org /parasomnias sleep dash paralysis.
Wow.
Sleep paralysis is a temporary inability to move that occurs right after falling asleep or waking up. Individuals remain aware during episodes, which frequently involve troubling hallucinations and a sensation of suffocation. So, I mean, I personally have never felt anything suffocating me and or hands on me, but I have felt a weight on my chest. I have felt the inability to move, the inability to wake up, because I always know that I am in a sleep paralysis episode, and so I'm always like, um, I felt like the last time I had an episode, I was like patient enough to just wait it out and wait for it to me wake up, my body wake up. And so, some people they experience paralysis differently, and maybe you guys can give a little insight on what you guys experienced.
I have two experiences. So my first experience, you feel like this weight come down from your legs and up to your body, and then like you say, you're conscious, but then you're trying to get up, but you can't, and then eventually you fight it until you kind of have this like gasping of air, and then you wake up. And then the second time, I was sleeping and I actually heard a voice, and it was like telling me to look at a computer and look at the computer, and that was probably the scariest time because it was like a woman's voice, and obviously there wasn't anybody around. So that was probably the only two times. But other than that, I mean, I usually sleep like a log. So
Yeah, I get it all the time. My trick is just to fall back asleep.
so you
Oh, so you don't
sleep
even try
past.
to wake up.
Because if you fight it, it gets worse. And then you start having panic attacks.
So you get
You're like,
good sleep afterwards.
I'm going to sleep.
But you know
Forget
what?
this. Yeah.
Afterwards, I always feel like, afterwards, I feel really drained. It's weird. Maybe it's the
Oh,
caffeine.
we gotta talk about that later too.
I have a few scary stories regarding
Okay.
sleep paralysis.
I think everybody, okay, put it in the comments if you have had a scary sleep paralysis or an episode of Mandachua, Mantlanchua. If you have, Put it in the comments section. Tell us about it. Tell us what you did. Tell us how it felt, and we just want to know your experiences as well because I feel like it's something that happens a lot in the Hmong community. It's like it's so normal that everybody is able to share a story, and then when you start to understand that it's not just the Hmong community, it's pretty much all around the world. I don't know. I have my personal take on it. I feel like maybe it is just our fear, our personal fear that gets the best of us, right? And then tell you shut down, and then you kind of get scared, and then your mind goes places, right? Do you guys feel like
But we
that?
want to hear your experiences, so leave it down in the comment below. In the next video, we'll do a recap, and we'll read all of your comments, and we'll pick our best three, and we'll
Ooh.
kind of pin those up, and those will be our favorite. Was it sleep paralysis stories? So
Nice, nice. Okay, so if we're looking at here, so let's say, okay, so when I look up Wikipedia and I look up Datua, right? It's literally just one sentence that says a malevolent spirit said to take the form of a jealous woman who causes people to die in their sleep. And then it says, see sudden unexpected death syndrome. So it takes me to sudden arithmetic, arith, arith,
arithmetic.
arithmetic, sorry, arrhythmic death syndrome, right? And it's considered sad. It's the acronym is SADS, is a sudden unexpected death of adolescents and adults, mainly during sleep. One relatively common type is known as Brugada syndrome. The syndrome is rare in most areas around the world, but occurs in populations that are culturally and genetically distinct. It was first noted in 1977 among Southeast Asian Hmong refugees in the United States and Canada. So, just reading this, it's kind of crazy. Is it something that we as a culture
But
just are more in tune with? Um, and it goes on to say the syndrome was again noted in Singapore when a retrospective survey of records show that 230 otherwise healthy Thai foreign workers living in Singapore died suddenly of unexplained causes between 1982 and 1990. Ooh, spooky.
in the 1970s, what happened here in America with the Hmong people, it only affected Hmong men. So maybe it's the guys, like
I
something with the
feel like
guys.
because a lot of Hmong men were shamans, right? So they're more in tune to that lifestyle or beliefs. And like the mind is a very powerful thing. So I think like whether you believe it really strongly, our mind is so strong that like let's say you left all of your your dads at in Laos, and you're trying to you're not sure if you're bringing them back to the U.S. or not, and they could be your good ones or bad ones, that like your mind is so strong that it could cause you to have a heart attack during those type of dreams because your
Mm.
mind is so strong.
And you believe it so much, right?
You believe it
It's
so much that like it happens
it's
and
like
stuff.
that one
So
music video with Maxwell, and he like fell in love with that girl, and he went to the
yeah,
Hmong village. He
but
was
then
like,
he saw the tattoo though.
it was the
The tattoo was
tattoo.
real, and he had the same tattoo. So it's gotta be it. But you can see people like they could become not talking about spiritual, but like certain people they're so delusional when they believe a certain thing.
Delusional.
And no, but it's not like I'm not talking about like Hmong people. I'm talking about like stalkers and stuff like that, right? Like they believe their lies that they tell them that they believe it. So imagine something like your religion where you're really spiritual in it, and it is true. There are real demons and ghosts and stuff like that, and so when you mix that up with a very powerful dream, I feel like it could cause you to have a heart attack or
No, it's
even
true.
spirits
It's
could
true.
be inside you
Fear,
cause.
right? Fear is I mean, oftentimes it's in your mind. Like you can create demons from just regular fear, and if this fear is kind of like passed down from like generation to generation, and if you're looking for like a reason to be afraid, and you understand that hey, this is like something that's been established, it becomes more real. It becomes more real. Like little kids, they don't know about ghosts. They're taught ghosts. They're taught fear of the tigers and the pinyavai. They're taught these fears. They don't grow up knowing this stuff. Like if you gave a little kid an opportunity to grow up like 5 or 6 years old, never hearing a ghost story, and you let them go out into the darkness, they would never be afraid.
There's this story of a little Cambodian boy after the
Hmm.
Cambodian genocide. He was so scared to sleep, right? His parents were so worried for him. But the night he was able to sleep, he died because he had a nightmare and he had cardiac arrest and died.
I
Bruh.
believe spirits are
Yeah.
real and demons and all that. So
Oh,
me,
let's clarify. Um, Joan, all three of us are pastors' kids. Our parents were pastors. We grew up in the church, and so we don't really know the traditional shaman culture well. We understand it more now because we've like done some research. But oftentimes when something like this happens and it's scary, we do, all we do is pray, and then we have like people come pray for us, or we pray for ourselves, or our faith kind of just guides us. And we kind of believe that from our perspective that if we have the faith and we have God with us, then this stuff doesn't happen. And so this stuff won't can't reach us. But we understand that even if we have like our humanity is fear, we have like this innate fear of like scary things. And everybody's a little bit different. But does this kind of like not happen to Christians? No, it happens to everybody. It happens to all of us, and it doesn't define anyone in any way. But we grew up differently. We grew up with hearing about exorcisms. We grew up hearing about possessions. We grew up hearing about like clang and stuff like that. And so it is really real for us too, right?
Yeah, I think we just come at it a little different. But
Yeah.
like the solution is different, but what's happening is the same.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good.
yeah, like I
That's a good
believe
point.
shamanism is real because they dive in the spirit world of like spirits and like demons and stuff like that. But we just don't practice that. We fall onto Jesus Christ and God now.
Yeah, you
So
can't say, oh, the spirituality of Jesus, along with the teachings that there is a Satan and there are spirits that, like the spirit world of shamanism can't be real. That's not the right way to think about it. That just we really have to think of it as it's just a different way of looking at the world, working at this, looking at the spiritual world than we are as Christians, right?
hmm
Different approach, like what Sam said. So, okay, let's look at the Western definition of sleep paralysis. And it's funny because it does kind of say this too, right? The Western folklore definition, not the medical definition, right? So it says the night hag or old hag is a name given to a supernatural creature commonly associated with the phenomenon of sleep paralysis. It is a phenomenon during which a person feels a presence of a supernatural, malevolent being which immobilizes the person as if sitting on their chest or the foot of their bed. Golly, that's some freaky shit. Sitting at the foot of my
Yo,
bed, fuck that, get the fuck out of here, damn, freaks me out.
one time I was under sleep paralysis and I was trying to open my eyes, see if there was like anything sitting on me, but I was like so scared. But I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. See, but I didn't see anything.
it's
Like,
like your guys' last podcast where you guys talked about the Sasquatch and stuff.
yeah,
And how can all these people from around the world have the same concept of a
yeah,
Sasquatch?
yeah,
And then you have people all over the world that have the same idea of sleep paralysis, and it's so similar. Because when I was going to college, there's people that talked to me where they talked about, wow, last night I felt like I got sat on. And I kind of explained to them uh, monk style, and they're like, dude, that's exactly what happened to me. So they're like, you think that's true? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure because the way you described it is exactly how everybody feels. So I think it's real, like spirits and stuff. They do sit on people, and there's spirits all over us, and so I think it's like a way of them
yeah.
communicating to us. But
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, it just it it's a story that's relatable to a lot of people across the world. And of course, we have to understand that there have been ways to kind of like mitigate it, to kind of like help yourself through it. Um, I know as Christians, we're looking at that perspective. We pray and we pray for God's protection. Some cultures, they believe in sage, burning sage, right? Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, kind of cast
So
away the
burning
spirit.
sage, yeah, to cleanse your area. So people burn sage, and I've heard from the monk, some monk people, that if you have a tree, a peach tree branch, and or like a bushel of branches, that it could, and you hang it above your door, it could ward off the evil demons, evil spirits. And even when, okay, so even when we were younger, right, we grew up, and the first time I ever heard this, I thought it was so crazy. You can actually go get a branch, a peach branch, and
Okay.
you can swing it around and hit demons,
This
right? Have you guys
this
heard
is
of
a
that?
serious question. Does it matter what kind of peach?
Well,
Like white peach, yellow
Nah, they
peach,
white
um,
peaches.
white peaches
The
from
furry
Juba,
white peaches, yeah, those are the ones that smack
the
ghosts.
ones from like Israel.
Yeah.
They're the best.
You know, I always wonder why Hmong people.
yeah.
I always thought Hmong people just love eating peaches, but if it's a spiritual thing, it makes sense.
Someone at the
I
dollar.
mean, does apricots count? I don't know.
The
Maybe not.
nectarine.
Maybe it has
Definitely,
to be an actual furry peach.
gotta be a good Georgia peach. You know what I mean?
Um,
Damn, that state must be
yeah,
Spirit free.
spirit free, bro.
spirit free, bro. Shoot, I'd live in the middle of a peach orchard.
The
That's
orchard.
might be a good idea,
Jeez.
bro. So.
But that's where the Bigfoot lives, bro. Eating
Oh
peaches.
yeah.
Sasquatch loves
Uh,
peaches.
I know. So then, okay, so we're talking like, okay, American non-Christians, they probably really believe that, um sage burning and or like crystals and like even like if we're talking about like maybe like people who they like they do the occult stuff, right? They probably have their own rituals and stuff. But as far as Hmong people, I know that when people are afraid, po pompli, so they have to go hupli, and then like po oninku for like people who have sicknesses and illnesses. So if you guys know of any other things that Hmong people do to help with sleep paralysis and or like to fight demons and sleep paralysis, put that in the notes because I don't really know. I've only read a couple
Okay.
things and I don't want to get it
Educate us.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, educate us, please. I think this is a very interesting story. And so, yeah, let's move on. Okay, so I know that we also wanted to speak about a different aspect of sleep paralysis. Uh,
Yeah. It's my favorite.
so we're gonna speak about the succubus and the incubus, right? These are also demons and or like entities that like when you're sleeping at night, they come to you and they will have sexual intercourse with you. So a succubus is a female demon believed to have sexual intercourse with sleeping men. And it was funny because Sam was talking about how like you feel tired, right? And they say that demons who sleep with you, they
You
pull your
revive them.
they pull your energy. And so the male demon who comes and sleeps with you is called the incubus. And you guys remember that band Incubus?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't understand what that meant for like the longest time. And then like now that I know what succubus and incubus is, I was like, damn, that's some crazy name. But you guys have anything to add to that? What?
Do you think it could attack like pastors?
I think, like anybody who has, okay, if we're talking about the spiritual, the Christian perspective, anybody who has like a weak sense of like faith, yeah, you can be attacked.
Could you have demon children though with these succubus?
I can't say. Never had demon sex, but
Would they run around your house?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
mean, if I could claim them on my
Yeah,
tax
that's what I'm
form,
thinking.
or
Like,
get some EBT off of them,
claim
Hey, as long as
them?
you're
I'll be glad to.
supporting it and you report them, I think you could probably claim them on your taxes as dependents, man. Shit, if they're eating your food, damn, bro, you get a big tax return, man. Sheesh.
They're eating my chakra, man, my energy.
Okay, imagine somebody was coming to you and telling you that they were like getting banged or they were banging a demon. How would you react?
The thing is, I believe it, right? So
Do
I
you
don't think
really?
he's like. I believe in demons and ghosts, right? And ghouls. So she's definitely a ghoul that's like ghouling around and stuff. But I don't think it's more of a physical thing. I think it's like a spiritual sex, like you said, right? So it's like you get possessed and you think that she is having intercourse with you, but the whole time you're just
Mm.
getting like mind raped by her spiritually, and so I think that could be real, and he's probably hallucinating from the
You're
spiritual.
just like lusting over a demon, basically.
Yeah,
Drawing you, she's drawing you to like the
and
underworld.
that's why most people say, don't call out families' names and funeral at the graveyard sites. Don't call families' names when you're sad, because you're gonna call somebody like an incubus or a succubus, and
Yeah, like
they're gonna
okay, so
prey
like
on you.
if so I was listening to one of these like podcasts and they're talking about how like if you open the door for the demons to come, let's say you're at a cemetery or you're at even if you're at home, right? You allow yourself to be so sad and depressed. You constantly pray and or like yearn
Like
for
cannibal.
you're constantly praying, yearn for your person. Eventually something will fill that void, right? It won't be your person, but it will
Yeah,
be a demon taking the place of them. And so you believe that you're servicing, you're connecting with this person and you're like working with this person, but really technically it's somebody who's taken the form of that person, right? So you're not talking and or communicating with your family members. It's just a demon. So that's what the podcast was talking about. But it was like very interesting because people do call out to their people as a form of like coping and or like healing and it can get kind of dangerous if you believe this kind of stuff. Then if you have to believe that demons are out there doing bad things too, right?
yep. And even like Ed and Lorraine Warren, like the two biggest demonologists in the community, right? The what do they call it, the Annabelle doll folks, and they said those people that demons will portray to be your loved ones, but in the end they're not going to be them. They
Yeah,
know
that's
like, oh
freaky.
yeah, you're in a weak spot, right? You're mourning for your loved ones that's passed, and they're gonna prey upon that the idea that they could be you.
Okay, okay, that just triggered a question. Wet dreams, what are those? What if it's a demon committing a wet dream on you, but really it's just like an incubus, succubus trying to take your energy?
Maybe it could be.
Oh.
That's why I've never really had a wet dream. Never.
But then I feel like wet dreams are more like it's kind of like I don't know. That's very true. But I never you never it's never associated with like wet dreams and like something scary though.
That's true. But if you're like smashing a demon, a succubus, are you attracted to them? Or do they have demon like features, or are
Wait,
they coming
what
to
if
you like a gorgeous woman?
in your dream you're just doing it with your partner? Are they disguising themselves as your partner?
Yeah, I would say that's the possibility.
Hmm.
That's true.
Let's look
I
it
don't
up.
know.
Let's look it
Everything.
up. What are the rules of a succubus? A succubus can seduce through touch, making anyone she touches want to have sex with her. Although more prolonged contact is required if the target is not sexually inclined toward the succubus's gender. It can leave the victim completely consumed in a sexual frenzy until skin contact is broken or climax is achieved.
What if you're like gay, non-binary, non-conforming, trans femme? So what are they gonna
Dude,
do now?
demons can be anything.
Um,
I must be very unattractive because succubus has never come to
That's what I
me.
said. Even the demons don't want to hang out with me, bruh.
Forever lonely.
Forever lonely. What are you gonna do? But yeah, dude. So okay, so do you guys know anybody personally who have had possessions and or like um mantlangchua? Okay, so katlangchua. Now let's speak Hmong for a little bit. Tao Tony mantlangchua, right?
uh-huh.
It's
Yeah,
usually it's usually 學嘅頭要慢咗，但嘅已經冇查個 somebody 都幫 you right because you might lunch na you like gala because then so then that's why tell you might lunch get everybody about to or usually people know about like might lunch because you're trying to seek some help, right? So I mean, like, do you know anybody who's had sex with succubus, incubus? I don't know. I haven't.
No, I worked with a lot of mental health patients, but ne- even like non-Christian or like traditional Hmong people, they know between the difference between like mental health and a spiritual need, you know. And so I've never met someone that's talked about a succubus though, but according to like, I've never really met someone that's been possessed. I kind of want to meet someone that's been possessed,
Do you
but
feel like you're spiritually strong enough though?
I feel I feel
I
like
don't
I'm
They're gonna
know.
jump.
grounded in my faith,
They're gonna
but
jump into you once you doubt.
they're very good though, you know. Like I don't doubt my faith, but I don't think I'm knowledgeable in my faith. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay,
To
good
really,
transition. We have an uncle who is an actual exorcist, right? He
mm,
has
Yeah, I'm
great
always scared for
stories. Yeah, yeah, he has great stories about actual exorcisms he's performed, the people that he's met along the way, the people around the world who have asked for his help. So maybe we can get
he
him
has
on this
video
podcast.
evidence.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Oof, bro, that was scary.
You know, he's prayed for me once, and you know, this is how. Okay, I guess I'm not strong enough because when he prayed for me and he put the holy oil on, I was like, I hope something don't come out.
it.
Oh, shoot.
So I was worried. So I guess I probably shouldn't meet someone that's been possessed because even then
Okay,
I doubted is there something
I
inside me,
mean,
you know.
I've been offered exorcism maybe like 3 times now. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I do have something in me that people see that they're like, dude, this guy ain't normal, man. He ain't right. He ain't right with the Lord. I don't know. But who knows? Maybe. But you know what though? I've shaken hands with Uncle and it's never burned. Um, I've never
He
been
said
afraid.
he'll know. He said he'll know if you're possessed or not. You have like a
Yeah,
different
right.
aura.
That's
Yeah.
true. You can kind of
Even
tell, huh?
like I've met like a shaman Hmong lady, and she could tell if you have like a bad spirit with you as well. And so I think like Sam said, we just look at it different perspectives, right? But they're more on the spiritual side. So she knows like, oh, you have good demon or not, or like spirit, or you have like a bad spirit with you, you know.
I had an ex, right? His sister texted me, "Hey, I'm gonna be in town, cause they're Buddhist, to go to the temple, cause I guess I have like a demon attached to me, but we can hang out afterwards." I'm like, ooh,
We as in two or three,
three.
like you bringing one more party with you.
Oh man.
I'm busy.
All right. Yeah, we have 2 minutes left. Do you guys want to say anything else or?
Um, well, you know how like a bunch of Hmong men in America just randomly died.
Oh yeah.
That
Hey, no,
guy.
tell the story.
Yeah. So what's his name? West Elm. Oh, something. The director, the creator, Freddy Krueger. What's it called?
I don't know. You don't have it
Oh. Anyways,
in your notes.
he based Freddy Krueger off of those Hmong people, and I think it was in Stockton or California somewhere, and that Cambodian kid. So he found inspiration from that and created Freddy Krueger.
I think it's like become common knowledge with more people to know about that, and it's pretty cool though. Like for
Okay.
a long time, I don't think any of us knew that Freddy Krueger was inspired by us. You know.
Which is
Yeah,
sad.
look at this. I'm looking at history.com/news Nightmare on Elm Street real inspiration Hmong death, right?
Wait, hold
How
on. The door just closed.
how a terrifying wave of unexplained deaths led to a Nightmare on Elm Street. No, Nightmare on Elm
I'm
Street.
close.
Wes Craven introduced the world to one of the most iconic horror films of all time. Let's see. Craven found inspiration for the landmark horror film through an article that was published in the LA Times. He recounted the story of a refugee child from the Cambodian genocide who was terrified to sleep for fear that he would be attacked in his dreams and never wake up. Let's see.
Yeah,
The
it's
people
pretty
suffering
crazy.
from this
That's a crazy
The
story.
people suffering from this puzzling ailment were typically refugees from Laos, a small landlocked country from Southeast Asia. The Hmong minority group had been persecuted in Laos after they were recruited by the CIA to fight North Vietnamese soldiers during the Vietnam War. Yeah, okay, that's creepy. I got goosebumps. But
Dude,
yeah,
bro,
if you
our
guys want,
door just like,
The door just closed,
yeah, not even joking.
and there's no draft in here, so that's pretty
wow, so you guys are
Freaky.
on par tonight. That's some freaky shit.
Maybe I'll finally get some succubus action that we've been talking about all
Oof.
night.
If you lucky, man, you gotta keep that hair all nice and clean, cause maybe they're attracted to you now.
Oh, maybe I have some like nieces and nephews.
But yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you to everybody who got this far. We appreciate you guys watching the podcast and listening to us, even though it's just the three of us shooting the shit, as they say. And with what Jonas said, put your comments down there, and we'll shout out the three top comments in the next podcast. Um, the next podcast will probably be on something similar. If you guys have anything you guys want us to talk about, we'd be happy to talk about that as well. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Our YouTube channel is Connecting Words as well. Our Connecting Words comes from like Mong from saying Mushiklalu, when you speak to people, Yushiklalu, and then the poetry writing Lushikla. So it kind of connects all together. And our slogan is we wanted to connect with you through words. And so here we are speaking to you guys using our words to kind of just relate to you guys as our fellow Hmong brothers and sisters. And I hope you guys are enjoying everything. I hope that we continue this. This is not for monetary gain. We're just really excited. We just have a lot to talk about, and we're always talking like this anyway. So we're like, might as well record it. Maybe you guys will
Talk
enjoy
too
it.
much.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, thank you for watching. Comment on our Facebook page as well. It's Connecting Words as well. And if you guys share this, we would greatly appreciate that. You guys have a great night and cheers to everybody. Cheers, guys. You guys still have some drinks?
Cheers.
Oh, I
Watch out
finished
for them
mine.
succubuses.
Watch out
And
for the succubuses. Enjoy them. All right,
yep.
later.
All right.
All
See you
right,
guys
bye.
next time. Peace.
See you.